Hello, I'm Brad Janssen.
I'm Bad Luk Jo. Welcome to the show.
They call me Bad Luk Joe. I'm always in the right place at the wrong damn time, you know. Bad Luk Joe. Bad Luk Joe. Yeah, they call me Bad Luk Joe. Wishing that I had something, but I ain't got nothing to show. Bad Luk Joe. Bad Luk Joe. Let's go.
Hello, I'm Bad Luk Jo. Thank you for joining us today. I'm the host of the Bad Luk Jo Show, and we've got a special guest with us today in the studio. We have no other than Brad Janssen. Brad, tell us a little about yourself. Where are you from, and where are you now?
I currently live over in Charlotte, Tennessee, a couple hours west of here, straight west of Nashville. I'm originally from a little town, dairy town in central Wisconsin called Vesper. Go Vesper. I grew up in that, raised there, spent most of my life there.
What got you to Tennessee?
That's kind of a funny story. My wife and I came down here in 2018 on vacation with some friends, and being a musician, of course, I joked to her, "Oh, you're probably not going to get me out of Nashville," but we had a great time, and we're on our way home. We were the passengers in the car, so we're in the back. She's like, "What do you think about moving to Nashville?" I'm like, "Really? Okay."
So she got you to move.
Yeah. So we went back home, and we kind of talked about doing it a couple of years down the road, and I come home, I was out shooting pool, I think, one night, and I come home, I'm like, why are we waiting a couple of years down the road? If you want to go to Nashville, let's go now. So we came down and started looking at houses and kind of pricing the areas and stuff and seeing where we wanted to live, and came back to Wisconsin, put our house up for sale, and 6 months later, here we were.
Wow.
So it's kind of a whirlwind thing, yeah. We didn't really put a whole lot of thought or planning into it. It was just
Did you buy down here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how we ended up in Charlotte, Tennessee. That was just where we found something that was in our price range, and
boom, it happened.
yeah.
That's cool.
We were we love the area we live in, so
that's cool.
It worked out well.
That's
kind
cool.
of always the story of my life. Just go with the flow.
Go with the flow, huh? So you're a musician. So Brad is a singer, songwriter, artist, performer, all-around musician. What are you working on now?
My main thing right now is me and my buddy Brendan McGuire got a duo called Tumbleweed Preacher. We're working on an album. We've pretty much got it wrote now. We've been just slowly getting into the studio and getting recording on it as we get time. We're both pretty busy guys, so I think next Friday we're supposed to go do. We've got a couple of them started already, but That's the main project. And of course, writing. I do quite a bit of writing down here. And
so you guys are writing the songs together?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all ones we've co-written.
Okay, cool. And you're recording those in Nashville then?
He's out by me, a little west of me, even farther yet. He's got a nice little studio out in the country. And
so how did you meet him?
I met him through a songwriter thing. We were another guy I'd met through another songwriter thing, and invited me out to Waverly, Tennessee, to a Sweat for the Vet out at the Elks Club out there. It was just a fundraising thing for the vets, and it was all just songwriters, like Nashville-style songwriter rounds. Everybody was taking their turns up there, and I just got putting around with Brennan, and he just kind of had that look. I'm like, oh, this guy looks like he's probably going to be pretty good, and he was fantastic. And we got done playing, and we're kind of wandering around. We both kind of looked like, I got to go talk to that guy. So we ended up being friends, and through the times, we've got to be real good friends, and we go out and tour and stuff together. He comes up to me to Wisconsin a couple times a year, and we're going up to Block Island this year he's got a residency up there for quite a while, and I'm going up for a while, and up to upstate New York we're going. And
wow, cool.
So that's the main focus right now.
Does he kind of do his own thing and you kind of do your own thing, and then you come together and do it together? Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
Cool, that's really cool. And you met him after you moved down here to Tennessee? Mm-hmm. Awesome. You have a new song that you're kind of working on, right? A new original?
Yeah. I've actually had this one in my pocket for a while. I wrote this one with my buddy Alex Pierce. It's probably one of my favorites I've wrote down here. It's just a heartfelt. It's not really based on a personal story. Just there's some personal experiences, of course, in it, but it's kind of a mashup of personal experience and just a nice, neat, clean story.
And the name of the song?
Cigars and Red Wine.
And folks, we're lucky because I didn't have to beg, but I was like, would you do the song first? Would you do? So a little bit later, he's going to set up here and we're going to do this. He's going to do the song for us. We're going to record it. Well, that's going to be pretty cool. So stay for that. Don't go away. We're going to stick here for a little bit and ask some more questions and maybe mess around and fool around a little bit. I like to ask people that are musicians, because I've been a musician since I was 9 years old, right? Or a drummer. Some people say a drummer's not a musician. Right. So I had to learn how to play guitar and sing a little bit so people would call me a musician, right? Who wants to hear just drums? But I always ask people, why did you start playing? When did you start and why did you start?
The why did I start? That's a tough question, because it all started, my dad bought a guitar back in, I don't know, I was probably only 9-10 years old, at Don Smith Sales. You remember Don Smith? I remember
Don Smith Sales.
He bought an old guitar there for like $20 or something like that. And it was, some reject from a store someplace. The back was all cracked on it and stuff, but it sat in the closet and he never did anything with it. And I'd pulled it out and plunked around on it a couple times, but never really got anywhere with it. And then one day there was a church silent auction. If anybody's ever been to a silent auction where you just write down your bid on stuff and it's all donated stuff for the church and stuff. And there was a box of books there. I was always an avid reader, so I put a quarter on that box of books or whatever and won it. And I took it home, and there was 3 Mel Bay books on starting guitar from like probably 1935. They were old books, but I was like, wow, there's something to start on. So I dug that old guitar out, and that's where it started. And I've been playing ever since.
Is it something that, like, have you ever gone away from it, or is it just something that always has been
actually
in you?
My 20s, I didn't really play out much in my 20s at all. I was working on the road at the time. I would still pull a guitar out and sit around the house some, or like around a campfire, I'd take it out, and I'd sing a lot of karaoke. But I wasn't out playing much in my 20s, regrettably. But I don't know. I figure everything happens for a reason. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be playing in my 20s.
Yeah, I know playing can be tough. And this is kind of a sore topic to some people. I brought this up in my last podcast. I don't know if you've seen Maxwell's House of Music. He has not a podcast, but a little thing he does where he talks to musicians. If you're in a band, so if you guys aren't following him, I would follow Maxwell's House of Music. He's got really good advice. It always starts out with, if you're in a band, and he'll tell you something. Well, they're talking about money. And he actually has one we're going to probably play after this podcast. We'll add it to our next one, where he talks about how some musicians don't get any money or very, very little when they're in Nashville playing. And, I've had some bands say they're just playing for tips. I've talked to some and they said they just get a little bit, but yet these bars are making money, obviously. Mm-hmm. And I look at it obviously if you're not a famous artist, maybe they say they shouldn't pay you as much or whatever, but just because you're famous doesn't mean you're not valuable.
Right.
And I've struggled with this for a while, and it seems like they're trying to start a little movement, not like a union, but like a little movement of, what if we all didn't show up to play for free? What if we all got together and say, no, we can't play for that? He had an example of where he had a business contact him to book bands for like $300 a night. He's like, for a whole band. He's like, each guy should be getting $300 a night. You started when you were young. You've been playing like almost your whole life, right?
$100 a night the whole time.
Right. And how much do guitars cost and the strings? And you got some music books for cheap, I guess. But if you pay for lessons or whatever, I know I practice a lot just to be, and the equipment, and then traveling, the cost of all that. And you have to eat and all this, all these costs, and they don't want to pay anything. But yet they're making money off you because people come in to see you. Mm-hmm. So with Bad Luk Jo here, what we're trying to do is kind of, I don't want to say expose this, but bring this to light, talk to people. We're trying to help musicians. We're trying to help the cause. We're getting your music out there, but we're also trying to discuss some of these topics. And so with all that in mind, because I know that goes on, we kind of talked about it a little bit before, why do you keep playing? Why do you keep doing it? Because sometimes it seems like and I don't want to say you're not appreciating. I appreciate you. Like, I know you're a good artist, and I think that people do appreciate you, but sometimes it's not shown. And we're not saying it's all about money, folks. That's not what we're saying at all. Right. But if we're losing money doing this and other people are making money, that's not quite right. Again, I guess my question, right? Long prelude to this question, but with all that in mind, knowing that it's tough. I've seen in Nashville, they don't give you a parking spot. You got to walk to the bar. You got to buy special equipment so you can stack it all up and wheel it on a dolly. They treat you like that. Why do you keep doing it?
Well, that's one of the reasons I don't really play down there a whole lot, but it's the reason I've always done it is just the people that will listen. I'm all about, I don't even know how to, the connections with the crowd, the connections with the people listening. I could go on for days with stories about people that have been, for lack of a better word, been touched by some way by music, that something I'd wrote or even something I'd covered got them through a hard time, or, for instance, their dad had just passed and he kept a picture of me and him, that I'd taken with him at a bar someplace on his coffee table. He was so proud of him. Like, that's worth it. If that doesn't mean you made it someplace, I don't know what does. That means more to me than any amount of money or anything. But
and that's kind of the theme I'm hearing. So I interviewed the band Timothy James. I interviewed Talisa Gibbs, got you here, and I like asking the same questions because I want to hear different perspectives. But one perspective I've seen is that a lot of musicians, we're not doing it to be famous or we have to make money to live, and it costs. A lot of us have 2-3 jobs sometimes to pay for this while we're doing it. You're just trying to help people. You're trying to touch people. Maybe, like you said, if you can help one person, maybe your song made them get through the day. Maybe they were, even sometimes a sad song can lift people up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I believe that fully. That's something I've done many times myself when I'm down and out. Sometimes a sad song just takes the feelings away for you.
Yeah. You mentioned you don't play much on the Strip. Do you have any crazy stories about playing down in Nashville?
Not really in Nashville so much. Like I said, mainly if I'm going down to Nashville, it's just Brennan plays down there 3 days a week, so I'll go down and sit in with him for a couple songs. Or like I've done the tryouts down at Tootsie's a few different times down there, but mostly what they're looking for is a little younger than my demographic.
Well, and we had talked about that on another podcast where we're trying to say music shouldn't be like a competition or a contest. Now, obviously there's contests. I don't want to get into because I'm not discounting those, but how do you judge? Like, I might want someone older. Maybe I'm biased because I'm looking for. Well, it shouldn't matter. Now, maybe I like rock better than country, so I might lean toward the rock person.
Right.
Well, then, so I always tell people if you've tried out or you've been in a competition, you didn't win or whatever with music, I wouldn't take it the wrong way because I joke about Bob Dylan, like a lot of people, he sucked or whatever, but. I mean, I don't know. I like him, and I don't know who's like your favorite musician or who influenced you the most.
There's tons and tons of influences everywhere from Hank Williams Sr. to.
So you're not just one person. You had a bunch of.
If I had to pick one that was my ultimate favorite, it'd be Waylon Jennings, but yeah, I take my influences from every genre basically.
And it's every genre. You just said, so some people I only like this. I didn't like Ozzy Osbourne when I was younger, and my brother did. My brother just all the time. And then I ended up liking it. Just because, I wouldn't say from listening to it, but it is. But if you listen to the lyrics, like people are like, oh, he's the devil worshiper. You should listen to some of it. Right. And sometimes, like I have a song, sometimes I drink, sometimes I smoke, sometimes I take a little toke. Well, I actually had quit drinking like a year ago, not because I don't have time to drink because I'm working 20 hours a day, but it's kind of like what other people might do too to get through life, right? And when you look at all these different things and what people do and how they do it, and what they sing about and how it can touch people's lives and influences, there's so much with music that it can go in so many different directions, but all come back and touch people and do something good. So I want to tell you, like, if you didn't get picked, maybe they're looking for somebody younger. Well, and maybe that's what the crowd wants and it's all about money again, right? Then that's, and we're looking at talent. Well, I think he's better. Well, why is he better? Well, I like his song better. Okay. Well, I like that. So, or who played the fastest? You know, and I had talked about like football or baseball. You get points. It's clear he hit a home run. Like I think Steve hit a home run, or Dan hit a home run, or whoever, right? And it's not that you think the ball went over the fence.
Right. There's a obvious line there.
With music, I think it can be tough because it seems like it's so competitive that people will play for free just to get their name out there and to get on stage. Everybody
in Nashville, basically if you're a musician in Nashville, you came here to make it someplace, to be famous, to sell a hit song, something like that. The competition is fierce. If you don't want to play for free, there's somebody right behind you that's more than happy to. So, they do get paid down in Nashville, but it's a pittance compared to what them bars are making down there. Yeah. But then, you've also got all the songwriters rounds that you're playing for free, which that I don't have a problem doing, because most of the time that's a bunch of songwriters getting together. It's, unless you're at one of the big listening rooms, there's not generally a big crowd of outside people. Sure. It's all the songwriters just hanging out, pitching songs back and forth and making contacts. So that I have no problem playing for free for, but that's also a neat, because you get to hear a little piece of everybody else's life too. You listen to all it, man, there's so many good songs being written every day. Thousands probably of songs in Nashville a day are written.
Yeah. I always say, there's always somebody better than you. Like, there's always somebody better than me. And there's people that we've never heard, that we'll probably never hear, that are amazing musicians.
Oh yeah.
And just life got in the way, right? And they weren't able to do it.
Right.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick break, folks, but don't go away. Make sure you come back, and we're going to have a few more questions with Brad, and then Brad's going to do a song for us.
All right, on.
Get too far because I could not find my key, so I couldn't start the car. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all.
I think you're going to be good. Just make sure you got it in reverse. Oh, hello. I'm Bad Luk Jo. Do you have bad luck like me? Well, if you have bad luck like me, watch the Bad Luk Jo Show. You might turn your bad luck into good luck. I said reverse.
Let's go.
Hey, we're back on the Bad Luk Jo Show. We're here with Brad Janssen.
Good to be back.
Brad, thanks for joining the show.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm so glad you had me out here.
I always joke about my bad luck and how I've had bad luck with being a drummer, because no one wants to hear just a drummer, and I'm trying to put bands together and all this, and at least you can go out there and sing and play guitar yourself. I've been doing that a little bit. I'm actually playing drums, singing, and guitar all at the same time. I kind of say, I had all this bad luck, and now I'm Bad Luk Jo. What bad luck have you had, or what good luck have you had doing music?
Oh, man, yeah. I could go on and on with that. One of my first bands I got kicked out of for smoking weed. That was kind of the start of the bad luck. I'm like, who gets kicked out of a band for smoking weed? But
tell them it was like Delta 8 or whatever. It must have been illegal. Yeah, hey, it's illegal weed, man.
Yeah, I was only 15 years old. It was 1980 something. Nancy Reagan said, just say no, and I said, just say yes. But yeah, music can be heartbreaking. It can be uplifting. Yeah, I've got to play in front of probably hundreds of thousands of people at this point in my life, which is amazing. I've had big stage shows where you're playing in front of thousands of people at a time. I've played to the bartenders more times than I can count. So, yeah, man, I don't know. The good luck always outweighs the bad luck, I guess.
Well, that's good. That's a good attitude to have. And that's why I kind of turn this around, like, hey, I've been bad luck, and part of it might have been my attitude, right?
Yeah, right.
So now I'm saying, hey, we're going to take the bad luck and turn it into good luck.
Absolutely.
So, folks, Brad already figured out how to do that. He can maybe he'll be on a couple more shows helping me out spreading the good luck. So it sounds like you have a good attitude. Just literally because you say the good luck outweighed the bad luck. That's your opinion,
Man, I'm
right?
still here and I'm still kicking. One of my main bands in my life, Element 13. We had 5 guys overall. We started out with 4 guys, and the drummer, my best friend, got killed in a motorcycle accident back in 07. We got a different drummer. We kept going with it. And then we played for several more years. And then I kind of decided to head towards the country route. So I had quit the band. But since then, the lead guitar player has passed away. Our drummer just passed away about a month ago now. 2 of our sound guys are gone. So, man, every day you're here is a lucky day. Every day you wake up, you're on the right. So my dad says, I woke up this morning, checked the obituaries, my name wasn't in it. So it's going to be a good day.
So with that, I always ask, like, what's your philosophy on life? Like, how do you stay that positive with all the challenges, right? Like you just mentioned a whole bunch of kind of bad things that happen, and stuff's going to happen, right? Going through the band thing, getting kicked out, and stuff like that.
I've got my beautiful wife, Kelly, to go home to, and I've got my wonderful dog, Lucy, to go home to. They're always my constant, no matter how bad a day I've got. Even if she's grumpy, it's still something that makes worth. I don't know how to describe it even, but she's been. I don't know where I'd be without her. She kind of saved my life at one point.
Okay, you want to tell us about that?
After I got divorced, I was playing in a rock band, and I was being a rock star, living a pretty rocky life. The substances and things that go with that. And then I met her, and it was a slow process, but I got back on track finally and got my priorities pretty much back in line for the most part. So,
okay. Well, the reason I ask, and not to dig too deep, and I appreciate you sharing that, because we just like to help other people out. Like, how did you get through it and what happened? And my girlfriend's name is Kelly too.
Oh, really?
And when I found that you moved, from Wisconsin to Nashville or to Tennessee, I was like, okay, he did it for the music. How did he convince his wife? But the story you told me was she asked you to move.
It was her idea.
So she's obviously
so
behind
supportive.
you and supports you. And I think without that, I want to say, I'm going to put words in your mouth. You couldn't do it, right?
Absolutely not.
And that's how
Absolutely
I feel too. Is I'm a one-man band, but it's not a one-man. I'm like, Mr. Producer's over there is helping me, right?
Right.
And you're here helping me. I don't want to do this just by myself, right? And so even like if you and I kind of say like, hey, we support all one-man bands and one-woman bands. I'm going to do some shirts. If you're a single mom, a single dad, a single grandparent, maybe you're not single, but maybe you run a business by yourself, or maybe you just feel alone, right? At times, like maybe you feel like there's something you need to belong to, or we're doing this podcast. We don't do politics on here. Politics is dividing people, and if you can honestly, and I'll tell you, I've been on both sides. I voted both sides. I'm not going to get into politics, but I will tell you, when I meet someone like you, if we don't know either side, and I actually don't know, and I don't care, because I'm willing to bet that we agree on the fundamentals of, we do. We were just talking. Everything you have said, I agree. Like the why you do music and all this. Other outside things have divided people and put things in our brain. I have a song, Why Can't People Just Be? We know TV is fake. The news is on the take. CNN, the rest of them, we all just need a break.
Right.
We don't want to hear your opinion. We want the facts. We want the news. We'll make our own opinion. Right?
Right.
And I'm not going to tell you how you should feel. You shouldn't tell me how I should feel. We shouldn't go around bashing each other.
There's always a middle ground someplace.
Yeah. And maybe I don't, like, I didn't like country music before. People don't come over.
Right.
But I do now. Like, but I didn't necessarily give it a chance. And I was like, I'm not a country guy. I was, do you see the drums? And I don't, right? Like, I don't play country. I play, So once you learn, like, something's good and it can help people and affect people, it doesn't matter that it's country music. It's music. I take the country out of it.
It's music.
And the true country diehards, please don't get mad at me. I'm not trying to cut your country out. I'm just saying it's music. And Mitch Colvin, the drummer for Timothy James, had said it like, it's physical. It's the sound waves. And when one person's playing, beautiful, but if 2 people play and those sound waves mesh, also you got 3 or 4 or 5 people playing, Now it's something.
When everything's clicking right, on stage,
Yes.
man, it is. It's magic.
It's incredible.
It's a feeling you can't describe when everything's just hitting.
And you're like, we're making this sound together.
Right.
And like, it's almost like surreal. Like, wow, I'm hitting the beat and I'm not almost trying because you're just going because now like God came in or something and he's making it flow. And I think we need to do that in life with people.
Absolutely.
Even if it's not music, just everybody get over it and let's be together.
Absolutely. Man, I drive Uber in Nashville to make ends meet because it's hard to make money playing music as a songwriter. But, man, I meet people from literally all over the world, and I've never had any problem getting along with anybody. Some people just get in the car and be on their phones or do their thing, but I have so many meaningful conversations with people from all different sides of the political spectrum, whatever you want to call it. But the main thing I do is I listen to what they're saying, and I'll interject my points, but I'm not going to change their mind. So even if I don't agree with it, why would I argue with it? I'll try and see their side of it and move on past it and find something else to talk about.
Yeah, and that's a good way to look at it. We don't want to, alienate people just because of something we think about them that may not be totally true. I mean, maybe they might have a thought, but if you talk to them more about it, it might not be as bad as we all think.
And just be kind to each other, man. Kindness is everything. A little kindness goes a long ways, man. You could change somebody's day. You could save somebody's life. Just being nice to them.
Yeah, that goes a long way. Now, what we do is we usually leave the show with a saying. We're going to have Brad think of a saying that he goes by, and we're going to kind of flip over. We're going to have Brad do a song for us. You guys are going to like this. This is a good song. And then we're going to kind of reset up here. We'll come back and we'll end the show with hopefully a very philosophical saying from Brad. If not, we'll go one real quick. So, Mr. Producer, let's get set up for Brad to do his song. Everybody, we're going to do a real quick switch. Watch how quick this is. We're going to spin the screen or something. Something's going to happen. Magic. And we'll be there.
Cigars and red wine is all that you had. This broken down table, this house of regret, the walls of prison seem quite as cold as the ghosts of the pictures left stained on the wall. The smell of a perfume still lingers like the smoke from this cigar. The empty glass bottle resembles a man I've become. Cigars and red wine, this guitar strong. I knew that this living would lead me here, alone on this front porch next to your empty chair. Me and my sorrow sitting rock life away. Last long with the sunset, I'll watch your memory fade. Smell of perfume still lingers like the smoke from this cigar. Glass bottle resembles a man I've become, left with cigars and red wine. This guitar is strong. this cigar. Empty glass bottle resembles a man and a gun. Left with cigars and red wine. This guitar strung. Left with cigars and red wine. This guitar strung.
Hey y'all, this is Brad Janssen. We're back with the Bad Luk Jo Show. Here I am with my guest. Oh, wait. I got that backwards.
You're the
I got
guest.
that backwards.
No, we can keep that in. That'd be funny. You're the guest. No, we weren't. Trust me, folks. We were not smoking weed at break. Okay, that was like when he was. That was when he was 15. Yeah, we'll have to do it. No, we'll do it after. So, are my eyes real? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we're back here. So Brad's going to give us a saying that he, first of all, Brad, you did an awesome job on your song here.
Thank you.
Folks, I hope you liked that.
I appreciate it. And I don't know if I mentioned, but I wrote that one with Alex Pierce, my good buddy, and he's a fantastic songwriter. Go check him out. He's got music online and stuff. He plays downtown Nashville mostly Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, I think. But,
okay. Oh, before we go, that's one thing I want to mention. So, do you have a website, Instagram?
I do, yeah. You can find me, Brad Janssen. That's Janssen music on pretty much all of them. Geram, Facebook. I'm even on TikTok for however often I put stuff on
Mr.
there,
Producer, let's put that up on the screen here. Oh, geez, he hit me in the head with him. Oh, geez.
Where'd that come
Not
from?
on my head. Do it after. He hit him once. All right. You have a good saying that you like to leave us with that you kind of go by in life?
One of my always favorites has been the old Waylon Jennings. I've always been crazy, but it's kept me from going insane. Everybody's a little crazy. You gotta figure out your way through life with your own kind of crazy.
Yep, I might be crazier than you, but we'll see. We'll have a crazy contest later. Well, everybody, thank you for joining.
Thank you,
Mr. Brad Janssen. We may have him on again. Maybe we can have the preacher on with you.
Yeah. I'd love to get Brennan on here sometime.
That'd be
I'm
cool.
Sure he'd enjoy it too.
That'd be cool. Everybody, thank you for joining. Follow us. Check us out at badlukjo.com, badlukjo.shop. Check out Brad and all his stuff that we put on the screen. And until next time, good luck to you all.
They call me Bad Luk Jo. I'm always in the right place at the wrong damn time, you know. Bad Luk Jo, Bad Luk Jo. Yeah, they call me Bad Luk Jo. Wishing that I had something, but I ain't got nothing to show. Bad Luk Jo.